All right, today we are looking at coin problems. So coin problems, like geometric problems, we're going to use a diagram to help us out to keep our ideas organized before we get into our equation. So in this example, two bags contain the same number of dimes as nickels. If the value of the coins in these bags is $2.85, how many nickels and how many dimes are there? All right, so bag 1 plus there's a bag 2. There's 2 bags. All right, and they contain the same number of dimes as nickels. So because it's the same amount, both of these we will call X. All right, because again, it's the same number of dimes as nickels. All right, and then we're going to call this one 10 cents and this one 5 cents. Shown like this and like this. And we know our total is $2.85. So instead of using decimals, we'll just use this as a total of 285 cents. That way we have cents, cents, and then cents here as well. And we're using whole numbers. You can use the decimal values if you want, but then you would have to use 0.10 here, 0.05, and then 2.85. All right, so there is our diagram. And what we're going to do next is we multiply the value, which is 10 cents, multiply it by the amount or the number. So it's here, it's going to be 10x. So 10 times x plus 5 times x is equal to 285. All right, so there is our equation. So multiplying that out, that just becomes 10x plus 5x equals 285. Okay, and we can collect our like terms here, the 10x and the 5x together. That becomes 15x. So 15x equals 285. And we'll divide by 15 both sides. And we get x is equal to 19. All right, so we go back to our diagram. We called both 10 cents was x, the 5 cents was x as well, because we know that in our question, it's the same number of dimes as nickels. So therefore, there's going to be 19 dimes. So our statement, there are 19 dimes and 19 nickels. All right, so our second example. A man has dimes and quarters worth $9.50. If he has 50 coins in all, how many dimes and how many quarters does he have? All right, so we have 25 cents for quarters, and we have 10 cents for dimes, and we'll call 25 cents X, and 10 cents we will call 50 minus X, right? Because there's a total of 50 coins, and if we call 25 cents X, 50 minus X will give us total number of dimes. All right, and then we know that the total value is $9.50. We're just working with whole numbers again, so 25 cents, 10 cents, and our total here would be 950 cents. All right, so now we just multiply the two values here together. So 25 times X plus 10 times 50 minus X. And it's equal to 950. All right, so 25 times X, that just gives me 25X, plus 10 times 50, that is 500. 10 times minus X is minus 10X. And it's equal to 950. Okay, so on our left-hand side, let's go ahead and collect our like terms. So we have a 25x and a minus 10x. So 25 minus 10, that gives me a 15x plus 500 equals 950. And then we'll subtract the 500 on both sides. And that gives me 15x is equal to 450. All right, and then we'll just divide by 15 both sides. And then x is equal to 30. All right, so x is equal to 30, but what does that mean? You have to go back up to your original statements that we made. So since x is equal to 30 and we called our quarters x, that means there are 30 quarters. So there are 30 quarters. And for dimes, it's 50 minus x, so 50 minus 30, which is 20. So there are 30 quarters and 20 dimes. All right, so our next example we're looking at here, we have a certain number of nickels, dimes, and quarters have a value of $5.60. There are an equal number of each type of coin. How many quarters are there? So I've already started with my diagram. So 5 cents for nickels, 10 cents is dimes, 25 cents is quarters. And we know that there is an equal number of each type of coin. So for each coin, I've called the amount of coin is X. All right, so we've got the value of the coin and then how many coins. All right, so we have to take our value, multiply it with the number of coins, and then add them together and make it equal to 560 cents. All right, so we get 5 times X plus 10 times X plus 25 times X is equal to 560. Okay, so just multiplying that, that just becomes 5x plus 10x plus 25x equals 560. Add that up, we get 5 plus 10 plus 25. That gives me, I'm just going to double check that, 40. We get 40x is equal to 560, and then we're going to divide by 40 on each side, and that gives me x is equal to 14. All right, so what does that mean? So go back to our original diagram here. X is equal to 14, so 14, 14, 14. So that means there's 14 of each coin. The question was how many quarters are there? So there's 14 quarters, but there's also 14 nickels and there's also 14 dimes. So here our answer would be there are 14 quarters. So I'm just going back to one of the examples we had done before. A man has dimes and quarters worth $9.50. If he has 50 coins in all, how many dimes and how many quarters does he have? So previously when we had done this question, we had stated that, or we had let the quarter equal X, and then the dime, we had stated it would be 50 minus X, but we can do this the other way as well. So if you had set it up as 10 cents, and we called 10 cents X. And if you had called 25 cents 50 minus X, and then the total is equal to 950. All right, so our equation would be 10 times X plus 25 times 50 minus X is equal to 950. So that would multiply out to 10x plus 25 times 50, which is 1,250. And then 25 times negative x is minus 25x. And it's equal to 950. Collecting your like terms, we have a 10x and a negative 25x. That gives me negative 15x plus 1,250 is equal to 950. Then we would subtract the 1,250 on both sides. And that gives me negative 15x is equal to negative 300. Divide by negative 15 on both sides. And x is equal to 20. All right, so if x is equal to 20, go back to our original diagram there. That means there are 20 dimes, and 50 minus 20, which is 30 quarters. All right, so therefore 20 dimes and 30 quarters. All right, and if we go back to our other solution here, and it was the exact same solution. There was 30 quarters and 20 dimes. All right, but that time x was equal to 30, but 30 represented our quarters. All right, and this time we have x is equal to 20, but this time it represents our dimes. All right, so that is the other way you could have set up for that same question.